problematic. And in fact, today, myself and Rob are going to show you that they will give us, without a shadow of a doubt, a proof that those names belong to Satan. With that in mind, I want to welcome our dear brother, Rob. Rob, thank you so much, brother, for taking the time to be with us here. And as always, it is a blessing to work with you. And I'm always amazed and blessed by the research that you do, brother, because you always use the Islamic sources from its primary, foundations. So, what is it that we need to cover here today to prove that Allah has names that belong to Satan? Actually,
Yeah, again, brother, thank you for inviting me to do multiple videos about Islamic topics. God bless you. God bless the team that is working hard to do all these videos and live shows. Regarding the topic about the 99 names of Allah, uh, I find it troubling that many Muslims don't know that Allah has at least 5 names that proves that he is nobody else than Satan in disguise. I mean, Satan has a lot of power on this planet, and he can actually trick anybody thinking that he's a prophet of God. Well, it's Satan that is behind everything. And today, in this video, we're going to show everybody that Allah is nobody else than Satan, and even Muhammad. Muhammad himself does not know or did not know 1400 years ago what Allah would do to him.
Amen.
With that in mind, let us do this.
So go ahead, brother. I think you have
Yeah.
some slides you're going to share with us.
Yes, if I'm able to show my slide. Okay. Here's the first question that should be troubling for any Muslim. Did Muhammad himself know what Allah would do to him? That's the $1,000,000 question that we need to ask the shuyukh, maybe a sheikh from Al Azhar, or maybe a student of knowledge, or a Muslim apologist who can answer this question. Because if we go to the Quran, we see that Muhammad did not know. If we switch the slide here, we see in Surah Al-Ahqaf, ayah 9, that we see here on the screen, it says, Muhammad saying, Allah saying to Muhammad, say, Qul ya Muhammad, right, in context, I am not a new thing among the messengers, meaning Muhammad is not the first, or not the first messenger to come and deliver the message from God, i.e., I'm not the first messenger, nor do I know what will be done with me or with you. Wait a second. According to the Quran, if we show the next slide, in Surah An-Najm, for example, it says, وَمَا يَنطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَى إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَى, meaning Muhammad is basically the walking, talking divine revelation from Allah. But how does
He's the
Muhammad?
mouthpiece of God. He is the mouthpiece
Exactly.
of God. Yeah.
So everything that comes out of his mouth should be divine revelation from Allah through Jibreel to Muhammad. So should Allah not have told his supposed best creation, the final prophet, the seal of all the prophets, that you're going to be guaranteed of heaven? But here Muhammad clearly states in Surah Al-Ahqaf, ayah 9, that he does not know what Allah would do to him. And that's a really damaging statement that we see here in the Quran.
That's
so
true,
how
brother.
do the Muslims?
I want to say two things about this. One, it is troubling for our Muslim friends because there is no assurance of their salvation. But it is even more troubling that it appears that Allah doesn't even know if Muhammad is his mouthpiece.
Exactly. So if Muhammad doesn't know, how do the Muslims know what their salvation is? Does any Muslim know if he will go to hellfire, or maybe he will go to Jannah and enjoy the many Hur al-Ain? That's a question for any Muslim. And for me, if I was truly a seeker of truth, I would not accept Muhammad, because how can the final prophet not know what Allah would do to him? Are you not receiving divine revelation over and over? You should know. So this is a disaster on itself. If we continue, for example, here's another ayah that we can find in the Quran. Uh, Muhammad is basically, addressing people, and it says, if you are right, if you are on the tariq al-haq, right, if you are on the right path, Allah, God will guide you, but we're not sure. So indeed, either we or you are upon guidance or in open error. Again, shouldn't the final prophet, the seal of all the prophets, who Muslims claim that's Muhammad, should he not know? Is it yes or no? Which one is it? Right. So still, Muhammad cannot tell us if if he's on the right path or not, and this is really damaging.
It is.
So the million-dollar question is: how does the messenger of Allah, the final prophet, the seal of all the prophets, not know if he's on the right path, al-huda, or the dark path, the dalal? So, brother, what do you think about this? If you are a Muslim, should you put your trust and salvation on the line for in such a prophet?
Of course not. I mean, this is the million-dollar question, like you said, brother. If I am a Muslim today, knowing what I know about these kind of troubling statements made by someone, like you stated it clearly from the Quran, who is supposedly the mouthpiece of Allah, yet he has no assurance of even what his end game is going to look like. Where is he headed? How can I follow someone that is literally the blind leading the blind? I mean, that's the definition of a blind leading the blind.
Exactly. And here's a list of names that I want to share with everybody that should allow any person, any human who is seeking for the truth, to consider not to accept Islam, not to accept Allah, and actually uh, uh, take his conclusion that Allah is nobody else but Satan in disguise, Satan, the best deceiver. Look, the first name, this is, by the way, again, five names that I found for Allah. Muslims claim Allah has 99 names. So here are five names out of the 99 names. Read with me. Al Mutakabbir, the arrogant one. The arrogant. Allah is arrogant? Where do we find this, brother? Doesn't sound like God to me. How can God be arrogant? Name number two. Name number two. Ad-Dar, the distresser. Someone who distresses you. Should God not give you comfort?
Not only
A
that,
true living God, yeah.
he's the one that, another meaning for it, he's the one who caused you harm.
Yes, yes, exactly. Here, name number three. Al-Mudil or Al-Muzil, the humiliator. God will humiliate people. Doesn't sound like God to me. It sounds like Satan again. And very famous one, number four, Al-Makir, the deceiver, right? The deceiver. Brother, you are an Arabic speaker. I'm an Arabic speaker. When you use the word makr in any context, is it a negative thing? Is it an evil thing to use?
Of course, I mean, I dare anyone to go to an Arabic speaking president or a boss, just a boss in general at your workplace, and say, hey, you look like a maker, a deceiver to me. And let me know if that boss took it lightly and took it positively. If they don't take it that way, how can you call Allah this way?
Yeah. And Allah in chapter 3, Surah Ali Imran, ayah 54, He used this name. Look, وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. And Muslims will do all kind of mental gymnastics and duct taping using false translation. No, the meaning is not planned as you see on the screen. This is a false translation. Any Arabic speaker, and the brother already explained it, Allah is clearly the best of deceivers. So He is the deceiver, as we showed you in the last slide. So Allah is the best deceiver, meaning nobody can out deceive Allah. Again, another proof that Allah is Satan. And the last name, this is the one that I gave Allah, and I've proved why I'm giving it to Allah. Al Fattan, the mischief maker. Brother, when you hear such a name, is this fitting for a